household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA, 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com, Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge, undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back. Yeah, it's still in the garden. I just didn't put the music in like I should. Carol Ann, I was talking to Carol Ann, and so we didn't, we just let my music play. But it is Ocala Talks.
It is.
It's just in the garden with Carol Ann Baldwin.
Yeah, it's with me.
All right.
So, but no, here it is. What, the week before Thanksgiving?
Yep.
Come Thursday, we're a week out. So get your turkey, all that fun stuff. Don't defrost it yet, but getting close.
Please make sure it's defrosted
before
you try to deep fry it on next Thursday.
Yeah. Make sure it's defrosted, dried off.
Yeah.
So no explosive, and keep that fryer away from the eave of the house.
Yeah, by the way, put the fryer out in the driveway, not inside the garage.
Right.
I know people that leave the fryer inside their garage and then don't understand how the house caught on fire.
Right. Well, if you're doing it right, you probably can get away with it being in the garage. But again, that's a dry turkey. I wouldn't recommend do it out. Safety first. Oh yeah. And I have one of the air fryer roaster things that I do my turkey in. And that one is an outdoor. It says outdoor on it. Plug it in outside, out from under, well, mine's under the cover, but that's because I can reach my plug that way. But yeah, that's it. Same kind of thing is, if it's not an indoor appliance, don't use it indoors. They've
any propane cooker should be used outdoors.
Yes.
Unless you have natural gas going to your stove.
And that right. That's it. That's a little different, yeah. But no, I mean, this is the time. We've got the holiday plants are into the stores. The poinsettias are coming in. Like I said, the fresh cut Christmas trees are coming in on the way here. The one by Zaxby's. They got their tent up, so I'm going to guess their trees are probably coming soon. Bob Wines is advertising. I think they've got their real live trees, the potted trees, for landscape planting after the holiday. On those kind of things, I wouldn't bring those in the house right away. And I wouldn't get carried away on ornamentation, just because you need to get all of that off before you put it out in the yard.
Right.
In the landscape. You don't want to put things out there that would be detrimental.
Don't use the tinsel icicles.
Right. I don't even know if you can buy those anymore.
I don't. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. You can on eBay and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
You can't in the stores anymore.
Right, because that keeps those the cut trees from being recycled.
Right.
You can't chip that stuff up. But your fresh tree. A lot of people like to get their tree before Thanksgiving. Their live tree, their fresh cut. I should make sure I clarify that. Trees right before Thanksgiving, because they want it set up for the holiday, the Thanksgiving weekend. Families off, families in town, and so my thing is, you should be able to get them. I don't know of any issue on lack of trees in this area. I've not seen. I think our trees are. First batch is at our store. They pulled in last night, but were unloaded today. They won't be up ready for sale till the weekend, but. Get your tree. If you don't have far to go ahead. If you don't have the way to cut that 2 inches off the bottom, they'll cut them for you. Get it home, and I always recommend hot water. Don't boil water, but hot water out of the tap. Get you get your bucket, a bucket that'll fit that thing. Don't stick it right in the sand. Put it in a bucket of hot water. Set it in the shade. You might even hose it down while you're getting, say you're buying it this weekend. You're not going to set it up till maybe Wednesday, right before Thanksgiving. Keep it in the shade, hose it down, keep the moisture content, keep filling that bucket with water.
Because it'll drink it.
It'll drink it. It'll take it up, whether or not you choose to put the aspirin or you get I call it Christmas tree Kool-Aid. Buy a bottle of that stuff and use that as the directions tell you on it, or what do they say, a couple of aspirin or a couple of tablespoons of sugar in the water each time. It helps to open those capillaries to where it continues to suck that water up. And I always, use the warm tap water.
Your Roomba or vacuum cleaner will thank you.
Yes. and put the tree skirt around there so you can collect it up. They do make some collection bags. I've never figured out how to use that because if I'm gonna if I'm gonna put that bag, if the trunk's going in there, how can I water that? So that one kind of confused me, but. Just keep it hydrated before you bring it in the house, and then don't forget to hydrate it once it's in that stand. Every day, have somebody going over there and checking and adding water. And again, I say warm water, just warm water out of the tap.
People say, I had a guy tell me one time, a roommate when we were in college, we put a Christmas tree up at his place and everything. We stay, and I go, you got to check the water every day. He goes, yeah, but we don't run the heater so it doesn't dry it out.
But it still does because it evaporates. The tree is drawing it up. And again, like you say, we don't run the heater. Make sure you're not putting that Christmas tree right by the heat vent.
Or the air vent.
Or the air vent. Yeah, the air vent, the heat, that near a register. Put it out. Keep it away from that. Deflect it if you have to, just because that does dry it out. It's removing moisture from the air in that house. We obviously can't hose the tree down while it's in the house. We don't want to damage our ornaments. We're not going to mist it. Keeping water in that tree stand is your number one way of keeping that tree fresh and to go through that holiday season. You
brought up recycling the trees, and that's something I don't think a lot of people take advantage of.
And I'm not sure how good the true programs are. I think the county, that they'll do trees if you take them to the recycle centers.
Well, I know a good recycle option.
Yeah.
Is find a friend or find somebody who lives on a lake.
Yes.
Because a lot of people will put their old Christmas trees, sink them in lakes.
Yes.
Because that's good housing for bass and all kind of fish and everything. Yeah.
Fantastic. And I know several years ago, Boy Scouts were actually using them. They had a program on the beaches for dune restoration of tucking these in when they're bringing in fresh sand, and I think they were even doing them out offshore to fix that break line where the breakers
Yeah.
hit. And so, but I don't think, that's a coastal kind of thing. So I don't know whether or not Marion County's got anything going, but you can chip them. You can use them if you have a large piece of property. Once the holiday's done and you have a natural area, you can put them back there for, rabbits and
Right.
wildlife will use them.
I have a friend of mine that lives in Hawthorne, and he owns a tree
Okay,
company.
right.
So he has wood chippers. He tells everybody, his neighbors and everybody, bring your Christmas trees to me.
Right.
And then he just feeds them through the wood chipper.
Right.
And then he uses that all year
As mulch
as
for
mulch
the, yeah.
and stuff around his property.
Right.
And he doesn't have to pay for mulch and everything. 'Cause everybody brought him his Christmas trees. For
And
free.
it was, it's simple. Yeah, it's simple stuff. And even if you have your own chipper shredder, which some people do, for use in their own landscape, especially if they have a larger piece of property and they do that, chip it up. You can even, if it's chipped up, you can throw it in your compost, make it the start of your next, because it's still going to be green enough that it'll go through. So, and help to benefit
And that evergreen smell will help you put it in your flower
it helps
beds
to,
and
yeah,
mulch
it
and all
helps
the
to,
smell.
yeah, I think it helps
Oh.
to deter. Yeah, it smells good.
It
And
does.
if you're one who does the thing of you have a bonfire on New Year's Eve. If your tree's down and taken care of, cut that thing up. Here's your start of your bonfire.
Because
possibly.
it'll start a bonfire.
It'll
a lot
start a
of people.
bonfire,
A lot of
yeah.
people like to throw a Christmas tree on a fire just to see the explosion.
The needles. Yeah, no, it's just I like to cut them down, cut them apart if I'm going to do that. Just
Because they're evergreens. They're pine trees.
Yeah, they're pine.
They'll
yeah,
burn
so you're-
hot and fast,
Yes.
but they burn very
But
well.
and that if people have that New Year's Eve or New Year's Day,
Don't put them in your
tradition,
fireplace.
Do not put them in your fireplace.
They're pine. They will gum everything up.
Yes, they will create creosote.
Yes. Good morning. You're on with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Hey, Hugh.
Say, that beautiful Christmas tree down at the square, which I believe is a live tree. I wonder where they get that tree from. Does anybody know?
Oh, I don't know. No, where have you heard anything?
That's not a live tree.
It's not a live tree?
No.
Oh.
It's not a live
Not
tree.
a live tree.
It is not.
Well, that answers the question. Yeah.
It's not a live
Boy,
tree.
that's got to be the world's largest fake tree.
No, there's a lot of large fake trees, but it's not a live tree.
It's not a live tree.
It's a big fake tree.
Big fake tree. Oh, wow. I did not
Let me
know
tell you,
that.
could you imagine the taxpayers in this place if we had to buy one of those trees every year? People
That-
would lose
yeah,
their mind.
That would, yeah.
But yeah,
That'd
it
be
is
way
a
over
very
$100,000.
Well, I mean, Rockefeller Center gets a
it is a very nice tree. But Hugh, you can go to some place down south that has mouse ears and see a lot bigger fake trees.
Yeah.
Wow,
And of
wow.
course, once they're decorated,
uh,
you can't tell.
No.
No. Especially, high
See,
quality.
on a live tree, like you say, you're supposed to cut 2 inches off the bottom, a fresh cut. Is that a straight across cut or is that on an angle?
Usually going to be straight across because otherwise it's not going to go in your stand very well.
Okay, I just, by cutting it on an angle would expose a little more fresh wood.
It
so I was
would.
thinking maybe that.
Yeah, it would, and I know there's a lot of places that used to drill the hole up the center because some people's stands had that spike up the middle. We don't do the drill.
What
thing.
I do is I like to take the 2 inches off the bottom.
Yeah.
And then about 2 inches on the sides.
Right, just to
score
shave,
it.
yeah,
Right.
or to shave the
it off.
bark, yeah.
Right, shave the bark off so
Yeah.
it can suck in water as
Right,
well.
and I have done that with customers, or I know, or people have said, can you do that? And it's like, we'll do the best we can, but we're not professional tree cutters.
right.
You can do that with a handsaw too at home. Is just
Just
scrape
score it a
some
little
off
bit,
of that, to get a little better water uptake within that taking a fresh 2-inch cut and then 2 inches up would be plenty on
That
that.
exposes a lot of that
a
tree
lot
to
of
get
a
water.
lot of circulatory system. Yes, yeah.
Right. Well, I'm really looking forward to the light up on the square this coming weekend. It seems like you got to have something like that to really get you going in a Christmas mood.
It does, yeah, and the cooler weather I think is helping folks. Will help folks get up into the holiday season. Yeah, so it's always a good thing.
Yeah.
People get happy.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. Take care. Thank you.
All righty.
Thanks for the call,
Yeah.
Hugh.
Yeah,
But I think a lot of people, were like Hugh that thought, you cut the tree at an angle just like you do flowers.
Right.
you know when you
Yes,
cut
yeah,
flowers,
usually
put
you
the
cut
vase,
that is,
cut a little angle
so
to
that they
give
can
more.
take a little more.
Right.
But your tree stands
Are
that,
flat,
It's going to
so
be a
it's-
little harder to do that. Now, if you have the one with the spike, you could probably get away with doing that a
Yeah.
little better. Blunt off one side, drill up in there, and do. I've not seen the tree stands for sale like that, so it's probably just a generational. Somebody's got a really good old tree stand, or maybe one that they've made.
Yeah,
or had made.
we don't have the metal tree stand anymore like we used to have. When I was a
Right.
kid, you had the
Right.
red and green
Yeah,
metal.
oh yeah, that's what I have,
that-
and it's bolted down to a board actually.
Exactly.
Mine is.
But now we have it's a big plastic,
plastic,
one.
yeah.
But the screws in it still are pointed screws, so they can dig into
Right,
the.
that they poke,
Right.
go into that to get a good steady.
I do have a
and you have
cat,
a deeper, and you have a deeper bowl in
Yes.
some of those plastic ones.
My
that
bowl
they
will
will
hold almost
a
a gallon
yeah.
of water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even
it
with
would
tree
hold
trunk.
a gallon if the tree trunk wasn't in there,
Right.
but with the tree trunk, it's almost a gallon.
Right. So that's a good quantity of water, so that you know that if you missed a day, you can probably check your water every other day.
That's what I do every other
is
day. I
about
check.
in that. And there are some really tall funnels out there that make it easier to add the water without having to crawl.
You mean
up
I don't
under
have to
the
be on my
tree.
belly under the tree?
Yeah, slopping
trying
the
to
water.
pour- oh,
yeah, slopping the water all over the place.
It's almost like you've been at my house.
I've had live tree. That's why my Christmas tree stand is mounted onto a piece of plywood, and that was a trick learned from my childhood when, even though we had an artificial tree, we had a dog. And the dog got really, really happy one year and was doing the zoomies through the house, and
the tree went over.
And the tree 2 or 3 times, and somehow or another, my mom had kept a wooden tabletop from a child's table that my brother and I broke the legs off, and Mom says, "To heck with this."
She bolted the tree
She
stand to
bolted
that.
the tree stand to that, so the dog could not knock
Covered
the
it
table
up with the blanket,
Yep,
and
and
nobody
it was
knew.
good to go. So when I grew up and got a tree stand, I just automatically screwed it down to a piece of plywood.
yeah.
There's holes on those legs, and that's, I think, what
I'm
that's
lucky.
for.
I'm lucky, thank goodness. Now, we didn't have this kind of luck with Simon and Samantha, which were my mom's 2 Siamese cats
Okay.
growing up. Simon and Samantha loved to destroy the Christmas tree.
Okay.
They loved to knock it down.
Sure.
but
Oh, yeah, play with the ornaments.
Oh,
yeah, climb
loved
the
it.
tree. Yeah.
Loved it. And you couldn't talk. You couldn't do anything to them because Mom would
Oh,
kill you
yeah.
if you mess with her cats. But my cat Bonnie, she could care less about the
Care
Christmas
less.
tree. That's a blessing
That is.
because cats like to crawl in them. They
Oh,
like to get
yeah,
up in
yep.
them.
The last
Bonnie could care
the
less.
last live tree I had, it was like, okay, the cat broke about 4 ornaments, and it's like, okay, this is enough. Enough is enough. I don't know if I'll do that again.
Yeah, Bonnie could care less.
Unless I can put something up across and maybe try to keep her out. But cats jump over anything if
Right.
they want to get in.
She could care less about whether there's a tree there or not
Right.
there. She's more in tune to can I swat
Can
the
I-
dogs? That's what I need to do.
Dogs walking by, Lemmy.
Last night, one of our dogs, she was in the master bedroom in the bed, and one of the dogs jumped up on the bed. She, what are you doing?
What are you doing? This is my spot.
What are you doing?
Well, this is my spot.
Yeah, he was offended.
Yeah.
He looked at her like, "What did I do? I just jumped
I
up
just
here.
wanted to curl up.
It's not like I jumped on top of you or anything." She was not having it.
You're breathing my same space.
Exactly.
You're breathing
What are you
my
doing?
space.
You're within 3 feet of me. Get away.
Right.
So, we've talked a lot about Christmas.
Right.
And we've mentioned just in passing the plant that makes me feel like with a Christmas tree that it's Christmas time.
The poinsettia.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's time to get those.
It's time to get them. They're in the stores.
How do I get though, when you get a poinsettia, you want to see the color and everything. How do you get the color and how do you get it vibrant? And
Well, when you're
'cause you put
buying
it out
them-
in full sun?
When you're buying them in the store, they're already colored. They're already colored up, and realize that's not the flower. That's just a modified leaf. That's a bract. The flowers are the little yellow things that come in the middle. But when you're buying them in the stores, you're going to find them. They're going to already be colored up. They're gorgeous. They've had their darkness in order to do that. Once you've got it and you're going to save it for next year, that's when we our after Christmas care starts after Christmas of keeping that plant alive. Just keep it alive, keep it watered. Nice sunny area. I wouldn't put them outside until after middle of March, after danger of last frost is occurring. Right now, if you're buying them to put them out on the patio, enjoy them out on the patio. This 41 degrees was not going to hurt them. If it's going to drop down to 32, bring them back up in the house. And hope that we don't have a freeze if they're in your landscape the day before Christmas, because then you'll lose all your flowers. But caring for them in the house, keep them in a nice bright area. Don't let them sit in water, but check their water regularly, and see when it needs water. You might take it out of its decorative foil and water it elsewhere. Then let that drain. Set it back in your decorative foil, which is going to protect your tabletop from the water rings and that. So you don't want them to dry out. To give them nice bright area. But in the ground, when it's after the holidays, when spring is coming, you're looking for a nice kind of a protected sunny area. It's funny, the one my neighbor has, a neighbor in the neighborhood has, that gets to be, it's up over the eave and about 8 feet across.
Wait, hold on. A poinsettia.
Yeah.
As tall as the eave and 8 foot across.
They get 10 feet. They can get 10. It's probably 3 plants under there that I can see. And
how many years did that take?
Oh, probably 3 to 5 years. But I mean, it got froze last year and it came back up. It's
really?
The same size. It's the same size as it was last year.
Because I was going to ask that.
Yeah.
Once they go in the ground,
yeah.
Is there things you have to do, like you have to wrap them in blankets and stuff?
Normally, yeah. I mean, it's gonna at 32, they're gonna get cold damage. It doesn't matter what you're gonna do.
Even if you put a blanket over
them. If you put a
stuff?
blanket, if you can keep it above 32,
right.
then they should be okay. But they can get big. The way to keep, they just let theirs grow. If during the growing season, every time it grows a foot, if you cut it back like 4 to 6 inches, you'll keep it more compact and full, and you'll have more color. But it's really kind of cool to see them get to their full size.
I had no idea they could be that big.
Color on the ends of all of those.
I had no idea they could be that big.
They get quite large. They get really big.
Like a elephant ear or something.
Right. Yeah, your banana trees and
really?
things like that. They get nice and big. But you can keep them a little smaller. But like I said, impressive if you can let them. If you can keep it at 6 feet, that's a gorgeous. That's a
bush.
Poinsettia. Yeah, it is.
That's a poinsettia bush.
Yes. Yeah, it is. And they're
who the hell knew?
Yeah.
Learn something from the master gardener
and
every week.
And you can shape them up, and you can have a gorgeous plant the following year. His is on the northwest corner of his house, so it has a wall there that the sun comes and helps to warm that. It gets plenty of sun. Mine are in a little bit more shade. They're doing okay.
But his got froze last year.
His got froze last year. Came right on back.
Wow, I had no idea that they got
it
that
looked
big.
hard. Yeah, it was gorgeous till the 23rd, and I think we had frost on the 23rd. Boom, it was gone for the holidays. There is a way, if anybody wants to know, there is a way of cutting the bracts to bring them in, but it's not like cutting a rose and you cut it at an angle and you stick it in a glass of water immediately, or cut them underwater. Actually, is the best. With the poinsettias, they have a milky sap. That's where the whole thing of that poinsettias are poisonous is they have a latexy sap, that the white sap that can cause irritation to the skin. Irritation if they were ingested. That's most animals won't ingest them because it's irritating. In order to keep those in, you've got that little butane torch kind of thing, and you have that going. You cut it and you sear it.
You cauterize it.
You cauterize it. You just stop that from coming through. Keep your little butane torch and cut yourself so where, if you think it's going to freeze, you can at least bring some of that color in. And obviously, you wouldn't really need to put them in water. You could put them in just a dry vase with some glass beads and enjoy that color for a few days there in the house over the holiday. If you know that we're going to get a freeze before
I had
Christmas.
no idea that you could do that with poinsettias.
Yeah. It's a little bit different.
It's much different now. It takes on a much different plant thought to me than just something in a red or green cellophane.
Right, in the foil that you buy. That it's obligatory to buy one and bring it as a holiday gift, or and things like that.
You could actually make it part of your.
You can use them as your
area.
landscape, and there are so many different ones. And I meant to look it up. Maybe next week I'll find out when it is and if they're doing it this year. I do believe they did last year. That Gainesville, the University of Florida, has the field trials, and they have their sale, and it's usually the first weekend in December is when they do that. The proceeds all go to the horticultural club there at the University of Florida, and you get the ones that have been trialed by the students, by the university, for the growers. So you find some really unique
color patterns,
leaf shape, because again, it's a leaf, it's not a flower, it's the leaf shape, the rosette ones, the crinkle leafed, and just some really interesting ones. And you can buy them. Yes, they're a few dollars more, but you are making a contribution to this for the work these students are doing. And so it's not like it's.
And you could have something unique that you couldn't find at a big box store or something.
That your neighbor's not going to have, and and especially if you maybe start to become a collector. And people collect plants.
Did you see my poinsettias? Yeah, they're nice, but come look at mine.
Come look at mine. Yeah. Oh, yes, you have a very nice. Oh, yeah, I picked it up at the Walmart. Well, okay, check this one out.
Let me show you this one.
Let me check this one out.
Where'd you get that? Yeah. Kazoo, the genie from the Flintstones brought it to me.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. Kazoo. But, when you find the ones that are the really weird colors, though, usually those, are not, those are probably dyed. They were probably you can get white, you can get pink. I think there are some natural orange ones. But if you notice, those are all variations of red.
Red, all of them. Yeah.
And so they're bred that there's the pink and cream, so it's a little bit of a variegated one. But when you find a purple,
somebody dyed that.
That's dyed. Probably a dyed white one or blue.
I know that
it's been injected usually, and
I didn't realize how easy it was to dye stuff. But we have the red carnation ball as my fraternity formal every year.
Right.
And one year there was a shortage on red carnations in our area because they just didn't have them.
Right.
So one of our sisters of our fraternity goes, "Stop, guys!" And she went out and bought a whole bunch of white carnations, put it in red food coloring water. Within 2 days, we had red carnations everywhere.
The red carnations. There you go.
Carol Ann Baldwin, where can people find you on Facebook, and where can they come visit you to put a face with the voice?
They can find us on the In the Garden Facebook group page. Just ask to be a member. We'll get you on board. And down there at the Lowe's in Lady Lake.
Carol Ann Baldwin joins us every week on Tuesday. Next week, she'll be a Thanksgiving show.
Yeah, it'll be a Thanksgiving show. We can talk food even.
We can even talk food
We
next
like
week.
food.
Carol Ann Baldwin. Thanks, Carol Ann.
Thanks, no problem.
We'll be back after this time out with Matt Gibbs of Sunrise Auto repair with personal care with Sunrise Auto next on WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM.